What's up, bookish babes? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you guys all the books that I read in January. Well, all 6 of the books that I read in January. Because I didn't read much this month, mainly because I wasn't in a reading mood. I was just basically mood reading I read the books that was on my TBR, which happened to be the mood that I was in to read the books. Well, except for one of them. The last book that I read, the second to last book I read this month, it was basically me sitting down trying to force myself to get this book off my TBR because I wanted to see what the hype was about. And yeah. Now, do I remember what the crazy... Okay, listen. I read Six Crows this month. I remember after the first 100 pages, I ended up liking the book. I remember the gist of the book. But for some reason, I don't remember what actually took place in the book. So, it was a good book. I read Six Crows, the very first book I read in January. I've been trying to get this book off my TBR for the longest, and I finally read it. After the first 100 pages, it was on the roll. I absolutely enjoyed this book so much. It's about this guy named Cass. He's a thief. Him and what's the other girl name? Don't know her name, but it's him and 6 thieves. It's 6 of them in all. It's 6 of them in all, including Cass. And they was hired to go break into the most protected prison in the world to steal something or someone. I believe it was someone. And they got hired to do the job. And when they got to the point where they was about to start planning and traveling for the trip, I was just like, oh my God, this book is so good. Like, it was so good. I gave it a 4-star. 4-star read. It was amazing. I enjoyed this book. But after reading so many other books, I was just like, what? What's going on? But that's what this book is about. Cass being a thief. And now I see what they're saying about you didn't have to read the Shutter and Bone series to read this, the duology of this. I am going to dive into Cricket Kingdom probably next month, maybe not, probably in March. I might dive into the Cricket Kingdom in March to see, because they said that's like the best one out of this duology. So I'm going to dive into that in March and see what I think about that book. But I absolutely enjoyed this one. It was a good book. 4 stars for me. After reading this one, I needed something a little fun and cute, and I ended up listening to The Stand-In by Lily Chu on Audible. And I really did enjoy that book because at first, it was just something simple. I want to say I gave that book a 3-star, but it was just something simple to read or listen to. It's about this girl who happens to look like this actress who was basically depressed. She was going through depression, and she just wanted to get some stuff taken off her plate so that she can, unwind and relax. But she didn't know that. Well, I'm pretty sure she knew, but people around her wasn't paying attention enough to know that she was actually depressed. And I forgot the girl name, but I'm bad with names. As you can see, I'm bad with names. But she came in, was paid to be her stand-in, like go out to events, parties and stuff for her so that she could be seen out and about in Toronto. This book takes place in Toronto, and she basically just wanted to be seen out and about, but she just didn't want to do it. And it was a lot of twists and turns with this book. I absolutely enjoyed it. It was a good book. It was a real light, fun, easy, little rom-commy romance book to read. So if you haven't read Stand-In by Lily Chu, you can hop over on Audible. It's one of their Audible originals. You can listen to it for free there. Or you can just go out and purchase the book, which I'm going to do because I actually enjoyed the book, so I want the book. So, yeah. So, after that, I end up reading The Flat Share. I made a reading blog about this, so I'll link it up in the cards for you guys to go and watch. But the thing with this is, I don't know where to start. It's basically about Tiffy and Leon. Leon was looking for a flatmate so that, he can help his brother out. Every time I think about Leon's brother, I get triggered because why was this man in jail for something he didn't even do? But, anywho, I digress. it's about Leon. He's basically trying to get extra money so he can help his brother with his legal fees and things to help him get out of prison, because he was in prison for unarmed robbery when he really didn't do it. But and Tiffany was moving out because she was going through a real bad breakup with her toxic boyfriend. I don't even remember his name because he was trash. Like, he really did do a number on her. Like, I was so glad that she went and got therapy, because the way that he was gaslighting her and the way that he was treating her like she was just trash. And like, I really do not like when people try to talk to you like you're a child when you're a grown, like you're an adult, and they be trying to baby. I hate when people try to little girl me. Do not little girl me, because then I'm gonna really show you something. Like, I'm gonna really catch the attitude. We gonna really be up here exchanging some real big words. So I hated how he did her in this book, but I was so happy when she finally realized her worth and when it got therapy, and she really touched on a lot of things in this book about how you can not only, like, physical abuse is not the only form of abuse. You can be mentally and emotionally abused, and Tiffy was mentally and emotionally abused. And when dealing with a narcissist, you just got to be on your P's and Q's. When you decide to leave one, you have to be on your P's and Q's, because they'll do anything and everything just to get you back or try to get you back under their little spell. So that's what this book, I enjoyed this book so much. 4.5 stars for the flat share. After reading Flat Share, I dived into The Simple Wild. I did not expect to enjoy this book so much, but being that it's like one of my favorite tropes, small town romances, I was obsessed. It's about Kella Fletcher. She goes to Alaska to be with her dad because he has cancer. And when she's there, she meets Jonah. And Jonah is this little angry, Brody type of pilot who think that just because she's from what they call the lower 34, the lower 34 or 38, I think, I don't know, the lower 38 or something like that, he felt like, you know, she was just bougie and stuck up, and just because she likes fun things in life. Like, she's from Toronto. This book is also halfway based in Toronto. So Kella and her mom moved back to Toronto when her mom was dating her dad. And her mom, it started off with about Kella mom and her dad. The first little prologue is about how Kella mom took her from Alaska because she wasn't feeling it. And Kella ended up going back because after 24 years, she ended up going back just to spend time with her dad because he has cancer. He didn't want her to know. But the new situationship, her name is, I forgot her name. She called and was like, hey, your dad has cancer. I think you should come out, spend a little time with him before he passed. And she did. She met Jonah. Jonah was an asshole at first because I was just like, child, you need to really chill out. But I really did enjoy this book. It was such a good book. If you haven't read The Simple Wild by Kay Tucker, you should do so. After reading this, I dived into Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alex Finney. I didn't expect this book to end how I thought it was going to end, like how it ended. At first I thought this book gave me, at the beginning, it was giving me very much Colin Hoover, Layla, and Verity, because the husband in this book is a writer, but he also is face blind. Like, he can't recognize people's faces, so he need his wife help. Now, the way that this book played out, I was like, wait, what? It was giving very much Silent Patient and how Silent Patient ended. You didn't think what happened was going to be what was going to happen. And that's how this book was. I guess book, at first I was going to rate it a 3.5 star, but I ended up giving it a 4 star because at the end of the book, like the last 100 pages, I was very much shook because if you haven't read Rock, Paper, Scissors, you should read it. Now, I'll go more in details about this book in my my highest and lowest books on my TBR. So if you want to see that, that'll be coming out sometime next week. So check that out. But The next book that I read, well, that I'm almost finished reading, it is January 30th. So I'm almost finished reading Addicted After All by Krista and Becca Ritchie. Christy and Becca Ritchie. I am almost finished reading that. That book is 5-star because anything Calloway, Lily Lowe, anything them are 5 stars to me because I absolutely love that universe. Like, I absolutely love each and every one of them, especially Ryke and Daisy. Like, those are my 2 favorite characters in the book, The Core Six. I love Ryke and Daisy. Connor is hilarious. Lowe need therapy. I stand on that, like, he need therapy because his dad did a number on him. But Addicted After All by Christy and Becca Ritchie, I read that. I'm almost finished with it. I think I got like 10 pages left, so I should be finished with the day. And tomorrow, probably at midnight, I'm going to be starting The Final Offer. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, that's the end of today's video. Those are all the books I read for the month of January. Let me know some of the books that you read this month. Comment down below and let me know. And let me know your TBR for February. And give me some books that I should read. Recommend books. Let's have a conversation down below in the description box. And, well, the comment section. Not in the description box. The comment section. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.